What if I told you that the very thing that makes you powerful are the same thing that make other people uncomfortable around you? And what if I told you that the people who seem distant, cold, or even rude towards you, it has nothing to do with you being too much. It has everything to do with them feeling like they are not enough. Hey everyone, welcome back to the place you come to listen, learn, and grow. I am your girl Swati, and today we are talking about something that I don't think gets discussed enough, the psychology of intimidation, and more specifically, why some people are actually afraid of you. Now, before we go any further, I want you to drop something. I want you to drop the idea that intimidation means aggression. It doesn't. It doesn't mean you walk into a room with an attitude. It doesn't mean you are loud or forceful or dominating. Some of the most powerful people, I have ever met, they don't say much. They don't do much. And yet, something about them just sifts the air in the room. And people don't know what to do with that. So they pull away. They get weird. They talk behind your back. They minimize you. And you are still sitting there thinking, what did I do wrong? You didn't do anything wrong, love. Let me explain why. Your confidence exposes their insecurity. Here is the thing about confidence. Real confident, not the loud, performative kind, but the quiet, settled kind. It acts like a mirror. And when someone who hasn't done their inner work stands next to someone who has, they see themselves clearly. And that reflection is uncomfortable. Think about this. Have you ever walked into a room just being yourself, not trying to prove anything, not trying to impress anyone, and someone immediately seemed annoyed by you? Didn't greet you warmly, kept their distance, maybe even made a comment to bring you down a little. That's not about you. That's them reacting to their own reflection. When you are grounded in who you are, it threatens people who are still searching for themselves. Your peace disturbs their chaos. Your clarity exposes their confusions. And instead of being inspired, some people get intimidated. You don't need their validation and they can feel it. This one is big. I want you to really sit with this. Most people are quietly, constantly seeking approval from their friends, from their families, from their colleagues, even strangers on the internet. It's almost like an invisible hunger that most people carry around with them every single day. And then there is you, someone who has learned, maybe through pain, maybe through growth, maybe through a lot of hard lessons, that you don't actually need people to clap for you to keep going. And that energy is felt. People can feel when you are not chasing them. People can feel when your happiness isn't dependent on their opinions of you. And for some people, that is deeply unsettling because they have built their entire identity around being needed, being liked, and being chosen. So when you don't need choosing, it intimidates them. You have boundaries, and that scares people who were counting on you not to. Let me be really honest here. Some people didn't fear you from the beginning. They started fearing you the moment you said no. The moment you stopped being available at every hour. The moment you stopped explaining yourself. The moment you stopped shrinking so they could feel bigger. Because here is what a lot of people don't realize. Some people in your life were comfortable with a version of you that had no limits. And the second you start owing your space, owing your time, owing your energy, they called you cold. They called you distant. They called you intimidating. But what they really meant was you became someone they could no longer control. And love, that's not intimidations. That that's a growth. Your silence is loud. I remember learning this. There is a version of me that used to fill every silence. I would over explain, over justify, over communicate because I was so uncomfortable letting people sit with their own discomfort. And then I learned something, that silence is powerful, stillness is powerful. Not every question deserves an answer. Not every accusations deserve a defense. Not every room deserve your energy. And when you carry yourself that way, when you are comfortable in silence, when you don't rush to perform or prove, people don't know what to do with you. Because most people are used to reactions. They are used to pulling strings and watching people move. And when you don't move, when you just stand there rooted, it unsettles them deeply. Your stillness is not coldness. Your silence is not weakness. It is one of the most powerful things you carry. You have been through things and it shows. There is a certain kind of people who has walked through fire and you can just tell. Not because they talk about it constantly, not because they wear their pain on their sleeves, but because there is a depth to them, a groundness, a knowing in their eyes that says, I have seen hard things and I'm still here. And that is intimidating to people who haven't yet faced themselves. Because depth reminds shallow people of what they are avoiding. Resilience reminds fearful people of the work they haven't done. And your survival, the fact that you made it through what will have been broken by others, it speaks before you even open your mouth. Some people can't handle being around someone who has faced the hard thing and come out softer, not harder, wiser, but not bitter. That kind of person is rare, and rare things are always misunderstood before they are expected. So I want this to be a reminder for you today. If people pull away from you for no clear reasons, it's not always rejection. Sometimes it's reverence that haven't figured out how to express yet. If people try to minimize you, talk over you, or shrink you down, it's not because you are too much. It's because they are not yet enough for themselves. You are not responsible for making people comfortable with your greatness. You are not responsible for dimming your light so someone else doesn't feel in the dark. And you are absolutely not responsible for managing someone else's fear of who you are. The right people, the ones who are doing their own work, who are growing, who are becoming, they won't fear you. They will drawn to you. So stop shrinking. Stop apologizing for the way you walk into a room. Stop explaining yourself to people who have already decided how they feel about you. You are not intimidating because you are too much. You are intimidating because you are exactly enough and some people just haven't caught up yet. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for being here. If this hits you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a review and remember, I'm forever in your corner and I'm always rooting for you. Hope to see you in the next one. Till then, take care. I love you all. Bye bye.